Sarah, no last name, just the girl who has memorized every single heartbeat this house has ever taken in the hour before sunset. The exact way the light turns peach at 4:47. The soft sigh the floorboards give when the temperature drops 1 degree. The precise angle the lamp has to be tilted to throw that perfect pool of amber across the bed. The way the air smells faintly of cedar and coffee and the ghost of every almost they've ever lived through stands dead center on Mark's bedroom rug at 4:54 p.m. on the first full afternoon of being 18, barefoot in soft gray avocado print socks that suddenly feel both childish and sacred, drowning in the oversized cream hoodie he handed her last December when she forgot hers on purpose, the one she has slept in exactly 198 nights in a row, the one she washed at 2:47 a.m. with shaking hands and half his detergent so it would still smell like him when she needed the courage to finally do this. Hair still messy from the nervous 3-block walk, cheeks flushed from cold air and hotter nerves, heart beating so violently she's convinced the half-open door is swinging in rhythm with every pulse. The room is exactly the same as it was 10 minutes ago, and yet it has never felt more alive. Soft gray-blue walls drinking in the last molten peach of sunset through half-open white curtains. Late afternoon sun sliding slow and deliberate in thick honey-colored bars across the unmade bed. The breeze moving the linen just enough to make the light dance across the rumpled duvet. Like it's nervous, too. Sheets still kicked loose from this morning, one corner tucked under the mattress, the way he always does when he's rushing, the other hanging free like it gave up halfway. Pillow still carrying the perfect indent of his head and the faint trace of his shampoo. One navy sock still abandoned on the floor, like it tried to escape and gave up halfway through the night. His phone face down on the nightstand, next to a glass of water, with exactly one sip missing and the ghost of her lipstick print from 2 weeks ago when she borrowed it and never returned it. Cedar and pine soap and warm cotton and fresh coffee and faint grass in the air, like the house itself is holding its breath. Door pushed exactly halfway open, because closing it felt like locking the truth inside with her, and opening it all the way felt like giving up before she even started. Mark stands just inside the threshold, one hand still resting on the doorknob, like he's not sure whether to close it or leave it exactly where she put it. Half open, half honest, perfectly in between. He's still in the same clothes from yard work, hair damp and curling at the ends from the quick shower, plain black t-shirt clinging to his shoulders and chest, faded soft from 1,000 washes, faded jeans with fresh grass stains on one knee and a tiny rip at the other, green-gray eyes going wide, then impossibly soft, then dangerously, beautifully warm. Sarah, he says again, softer than the breeze, like her name is the only word he trusts himself with right now. You came in here for a reason. What were you trying to tell me? She swallows everything she's rehearsed 1,000 times in mirrors, in showers, in the dark when sleep wouldn't come, every version that sounded too big or too small or too everything. I didn't want to close the door, she whispers, fingers twisting in the sleeves of his hoodie until her hands disappear completely. But I didn't want to leave it open either. I stood in the hallway for a full minute trying to decide, and half open felt like the only honest answer. Like I was finally allowed to take up exactly this much space, not hiding, not demanding, just here. I needed exactly this much room to breathe while I figured out how to say the thing I've been carrying since the night I was 16 and fell asleep on your couch and woke up with a blanket tucked around me and your hand hovering an inch away like you were scared to touch me even in my sleep. Mark's eyes never leave hers. His fingers tighten on the doorknob for one heartbeat, then relax completely. And why is that? He asks, voice low and scraped raw with 2 years of restraint finally cracking wide open. She takes one shaky breath that feels like it pulls in the entire sky, the entire 2 years, every almost they've ever lived through. I just turned 18, she says, and this time her voice is steady, even though her hands aren't. And I'm trying to figure out how to talk to you without feeling like I'm still 16 to you. I needed to be in here, where it's quiet and the light is soft and the bed is still warm from you and the breeze is moving the curtains and your sock is on the floor and the door is exactly half open. Because every other room in this house still has an echo of me being too young. I needed to stand right here and see if you'd look at me like I'm allowed to want things now. Like I'm allowed to be more than the kid who needed help with homework or a ride home from practice or a blanket when I fell asleep on your couch. I needed to know if you'd see me standing in this exact square of sunlight and finally understand that I've been in love with you for 2 entire years and today I don't have to hide it anymore. Mark's expression shifts. Something gentle and careful and heartbreakingly hopeful and completely beautifully shattered. He moves slowly, always giving her every possible escape route, and lowers himself to the exact spot on the edge of the bed where she was sitting when he walked in. The mattress dips under his weight, the same indent she left now holding him instead of her, like the bed itself is passing the torch. He looks up at her, really looks, the late sun catching the silver at his temples, the faint grass flecks on his jeans, the tiny scar above his left eyebrow, the exact moment his eyes go soft and dark and full of everything he's never been allowed to say. "Sarah," he says quietly, voice cracking just slightly at the edges. "I don't see you as a kid. I haven't for a long time. I've just been waiting for you to decide when you were ready to be seen." Relief floods her so fast her knees almost give out. "I needed to hear that," she whispers, tears slipping free because she can't hold everything anymore. "I needed to know you see me. Now." Mark's hands rest on his knees, palms up, open, an invitation, never a demand. "I see you," he says, voice low and steady and scraped raw with honesty. "I've seen you every single day for 2 years. Every time you left something here on purpose. Every time you wore my hoodie to bed. Every time you stood in this exact spot pretending to look for something you'd already found. I was just waiting for you to decide when you were ready to be seen." She takes one small step toward him, then another, until she's standing between his knees, close enough to feel the warmth rolling off him. "I'm ready now," she whispers. The half-open door stays exactly where it is. The room holds its breath with them. Mark reaches up, slow, reverent, giving her every possible second to stop him, and cups her face with both hands, thumbs brushing the tears from her cheeks like they're precious. "I love you," he says, simple and steady, and 2 entire years overdue. "I've loved you every single day I wasn't allowed to say it, and I'm done waiting for doors to open on their own." The kiss is soft, slow, sunlit, half door turned wide open and perfect, like the first honest breath either of them has taken in 730 days. Sarah winks at the camera, phone propped on the dresser where it's been recording since 4:46 p.m., battery clinging to 3%, red light still valiantly glowing, hoodie sleeve slipped completely off one shoulder and never going back up, late afternoon light spilling molten peach and rose across both of them, his hands cradling her face like she's the only thing he ever wants to hold. The door still exactly half open, like it knows its work here is gloriously, perfectly done. And that's part 2. The full, longer, uncut, heart-exploding, 2-year wait, half-open door, sunset bedroom, avocado socks, grass-stained jeans, finally said it out loud, sun moving across the duvet continuation. Of the afternoon, I turned 18 and stood in his room until the words were brave enough to come out. Some doors you leave, half open, until someone gentle enough pushes them the rest of the way. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment the moment someone finally asked the question you'd been waiting your whole life to answer. Just turned 18, just stood in his room with the door half open, and he finally asked me to let it swing all the way.